Hi, I'm Romina. Before I continue, please like and subscribe. One click from you means more stories can be shared. Help us reach 1,000 subscribers and make a difference. Let's begin. Growing up, I never understood why my mother's face would twist with disgust whenever she looked at me. I was 5 when she packed my bags and dropped me off at my grandmother's house in another state. "Why can't I stay with you and Tommy and Teresa?" I asked, clutching my small suitcase. Mom's lips thinned as she glanced at my caramel skin, so different from her pale complexion. "Your grandmother needs company. This is better for everyone." "But when will I come home?" Tears streamed down my face. "This is your home now. Don't call me for a while. Your grandmother knows what to do." That was the last conversation we had for 15 years. I watched through the window as she drove away, never looking back. "Romina, come help me with dinner," Grandma Rosa called from the kitchen, interrupting my memories. "Coming, abuela," I replied, wiping away tears. Grandma Rosa had been my salvation, the only one who loved me unconditionally. "You're thinking about your mother again, aren't you?" she asked, her weathered hands expertly chopping vegetables. "How did you know?" "You get that same look, like you're 5 years old again." She sighed, setting down her knife. "Your father would be heartbroken to see what she did to you." "Did Dad know she was going to send me away?" "Your father never would have allowed it. He loved you more than anything. After the accident, Patricia changed. She couldn't handle raising a child who reminded her of him." "But why keep Tommy and Teresa?" I asked for the 1,000th time. "Because they look like her. White skin, blonde hair, blue eyes. You look like your father. Dominican, beautiful, with his warm brown eyes and skin." "So she kept them because they're white and sent me away because I'm brown? They're my half-siblings, aren't they?" Grandma nodded. "Your father died when you were 3. She remarried quickly and had the twins. When they were born white like her and her new husband, suddenly you didn't fit into her perfect picture anymore." The phone rang, interrupting our conversation. Grandma answered it, her expression darkening as she listened. "It's your mother," she said, holding out the receiver. My heart pounded as I took the phone. "Hello? Romina, this is your mother." "I know who you are." My voice came out colder than I expected. "I need to see you. It's important." "After 20 years of silence, you suddenly need to see me? Why?" "I'm sick, Romina, and there are things I need to tell you in person." "What about Tommy and Teresa? Can't they help you?" "They're—" She paused. "They're not speaking to me either. Please, just come." "I'm at Memorial Hospital." Against my better judgment, I agreed to visit. Grandma Rosa insisted on coming with me. "I don't trust that woman," she said as we drove to the hospital. "Never have." "What do you think she wants?" "Money, probably. Or maybe a kidney." Grandma Rosa snorted. "Don't give her either." The woman in the hospital bed barely resembled the mother I remembered. Her once blonde hair had turned a dull gray, her face gaunt and pale. "You came," she whispered. "I did. What do you want? Could we speak alone?" She glanced at Grandma Rosa. "Anything you have to say to me, you can say in front of her. She's the one who raised me, after all." Mom flinched. "I deserve that." "You deserve a lot more than that," Grandma Rosa muttered. "I have stage 4 pancreatic cancer," Mom said. "The doctors give me 6 months." "I'm sorry to hear that," I replied, not feeling sorry at all. "Is that why you called? To tell me you're dying?" "No, I called because I need your help. Tommy and Teresa have cut me off completely. They found out something and now they refuse to even take my calls." "What did they find out?" "That I've been lying to them their entire lives. About you. About their father. About everything." "What lies did you tell them about me?" I demanded. "That you chose to live with your grandmother? That you hated me and refused to be part of our family? That you were troubled and dangerous?" My blood boiled. "You told them I was dangerous? I was 5 years old when you abandoned me. I was protecting them. From what? My brown skin? The fact that I looked like my real father instead of your precious white husband? She didn't deny it. Robert, my husband. He couldn't handle raising another man's child, especially one who didn't look like us. He threatened to leave if I kept you. So you chose him over your own daughter. I was young and scared of being alone. And now you're alone anyway, I observed coldly. Karma's a fascinating thing, isn't it? I need you to talk to Tommy and Teresa. Tell them to come see me before... She trailed off. Why would I do that? I don't even know them. Because they're your siblings, and they want to meet you. They just don't want to see me. I laughed bitterly. So that's what this is about. You don't really want to reconnect with me. You're using me to get to them. No, it's not like that. It's exactly like that. I stood up. Give me their contact information. I'll meet them, but not for your sake. The meeting with Tommy and Teresa happened at a coffee shop downtown. They were both tall and blonde, looking eerily similar, the twins I never got to grow up with. You look so much like your father, Teresa said, studying my face. We found old photos Mom had hidden away. You have his smile, Tommy added. Tell me about yourselves, I said, feeling strangely nervous. What do you do? I'm a teacher, Teresa replied. 3rd grade. Software engineer, Tommy said. Just bought my first house last year. We had no idea about you until recently, Teresa explained. Mom told us you chose to live with Grandma Rosa because you hated her. Then last month, we found letters from you in the attic. Letters? I repeated, confused. I never wrote any letters. Exactly, Tommy said grimly. They were blank papers and envelopes addressed to Mom from your grandmother's address. She'd tell us, look, another empty letter from your sister. She still won't speak to me. That's insane, I whispered, horrified by the depths of my mother's deception. When we confronted her, she finally admitted everything, Teresa continued. How she sent you away because her new husband couldn't handle raising a biracial child. How she chose him over you. Where is he now? I asked. Left her 10 years ago for his secretary, Tommy answered with a snort. Classic, right? We want you to know we're disgusted by what she did, Teresa said, reaching for my hand. We've been looking for you for months. Did you ever suspect anything? I asked, curiosity getting the better of me. Teresa exchanged a glance with Tommy before answering. I think part of me always knew something wasn't right. Mom would get weird whenever we asked about you. She'd change the subject, Tommy added, or suddenly need to make a phone call. Once, when I was about 12, Teresa continued, I found a photo of you and Dad, your dad, in Mom's bedside drawer. When I asked who the little girl was, she snatched it away and said it was a cousin who died. I believed her. That must have been strange for you, I said, trying to imagine their childhood with my ghost haunting the edges. Not as strange as learning we had a sister who'd been banished because of her skin color, Tommy replied, his jaw tightening. I can't even look at Mom without feeling sick now. She wants you to come see her at the hospital, I told them. We know, Tommy replied. She's been calling us constantly. Are you going to go? They exchanged glances. We're not sure yet, Teresa admitted. It's complicated. What about you? Will you see her again? I haven't decided. Whatever you choose, we want you in our lives, Tommy said firmly. 25 years too late, but still. Better late than never, right? I offered a small smile. Way better, Teresa agreed, squeezing my hand. We have so much catching up to do. We spent hours talking, sharing stories, and filling in the blanks of our separate childhoods. When we finally parted ways, we promised to stay in touch. We're having a family dinner next Sunday, Teresa said. Our spouses and kids would love to meet you. I'd like that, I replied, feeling a warmth I'd never expected. A week later, I returned to the hospital. Mom looked even worse than before. Did you speak to them? She asked eagerly when she saw me. I did. And? Are they coming? That's up to them, I replied. I'm not your messenger. Her face fell. I was hoping. You know what I was hoping for 20 years ago? A mother who loved me regardless of my skin color. Guess we're both disappointed. I do love you, Romina. I just made terrible choices. Love doesn't abandon a 5-year-old child because she doesn't match your preferred aesthetic. I know I can't make it up to you, she whispered, but I do have something for you. She reached for a folder on her bedside table and handed it to me. Inside were legal documents, the deed to her house, bank account information, and a recently updated will. I'm leaving everything to you, she said. The house, my savings, everything. I stared at her in disbelief. You think this makes up for what you did? No, but it's all I have to give. What about Tommy and Teresa? They're well established with their own homes and careers. You started with nothing because of me. It's only fair, I laughed, the sound hollow and bitter. You still don't get it, do you? I didn't come here for your money. I came for answers, for accountability. What do you want from me, Romina? She asked, tears streaming down her face. I want 20 years of my life back. I want to have grown up with my siblings. I want a mother who wasn't ashamed of me. But you can't give me any of that, can you? She shook her head, silent tears continuing to fall. The sad thing is, I didn't start with nothing, I told her. I had Grandma Rosa, who taught me that family isn't about matching skin colors. It's about love and acceptance. Something you never understood. I placed the folder back on her table. Keep your money. I don't want anything from you. As I turned to leave, she called out weakly, They're coming to see me tomorrow. Tommy and Teresa, they just called. I paused at the door. Good for you. Will you come with them? Please, Romina. I don't have much time left. The request hung in the air between us. Part of me wanted to walk away and never look back. But another part, the part Grandma Rosa had nurtured, knew I would regret that choice. I'll think about it, I said finally. That night, I couldn't sleep. I tossed and turned, torn between resentment and something else I couldn't quite name. Abuela, I said over breakfast, what would you do if you were me? Grandma Rosa took her time answering, stirring her coffee thoughtfully. I would go, but not for her. For who then? For yourself, so you never have to wonder if you did the right thing. She doesn't deserve forgiveness, I insisted. No, she doesn't, Grandma agreed. But forgiveness isn't about what people deserve. It's about setting yourself free. I'm not sure I can do that. You don't have to forgive her today or ever. But showing up? That's something else entirely. The next day, I stood outside my mother's hospital room, watching through the window as Tommy and Teresa sat stiffly by her bed. Their faces were masks of politeness, but I could see the tension in their shoulders. I took a deep breath and entered the room. 3 pairs of eyes turned to me, 2 grateful, 1 desperate. You came, Mom whispered. Not for you, I clarified, moving to stand beside my siblings. For them. The conversation that followed was painful and raw. Years of secrets and lies exposed to the harsh light of truth. Mom sobbed as she apologized repeatedly, begging for forgiveness she hadn't earned. I can't forgive you, I told her honestly. Not now, maybe not ever. But I can acknowledge that you're trying to make amends in your own way. That's all I can ask for, she replied. Is it, though? Tommy suddenly interjected, his voice tight with anger. You stole our sister from us. You lied to us our entire lives. I thought I was protecting you, Mom pleaded. From what? Teresa demanded. From having a beautiful sister with brown skin, from knowing our father wasn't a saint? I was wrong, Mom admitted, tears streaming down her face. So terribly wrong. Yes, I agreed quietly. You were. 3 weeks later, she died with all 3 of her children in the room. Not reconciled, not forgiven, but present. At the reading of the will, I learned she had changed it again in her final days, splitting everything equally between the 3 of us, with a separate trust set aside for Grandma Rosa's care. What are you going to do with your share? Teresa asked as we cleaned out Mom's house. Donate it, I replied without hesitation. To organizations that support transracial adoptees and multiracial families? That's perfect, Tommy said, squeezing my shoulder. What about you two? I asked. College funds for our kids, Teresa answered, and therapy for all of us. We've got a lot to process. No kidding, Tommy agreed with a wry smile. Finding out your mom is racist and your dad went along with it isn't exactly easy to digest. At least we found each other, I said, feeling a rush of gratitude despite everything. The silver lining to a very dark cloud, Teresa agreed. 6 months after our mother's death, I moved back to my hometown, buying a small house just a few blocks from Teresa. Tommy visited often from his home 2 hours away. Grandma Rosa moved in with me, her wise presence a constant reminder of what real family looks like. The money from my mother couldn't buy back the years we lost, but the relationships I built with my siblings gave me something I never expected. A future filled with the family connections I'd always craved. Life has a strange way of coming full circle. The mother who sent me away because of how I looked ultimately brought me back to the family I should have had all along. Not through her love, but through her absence. Sometimes the greatest gift toxic people give us is the chance to build something beautiful from the ruins they leave behind. What would you have done in my position? Would you have found a way to forgive, or would you have walked away completely? I'm curious about what you would choose if faced with a parent who abandoned you and then sought you out only when they needed something.